Division and charged it with the responsibility of coordinating mainstreaming gender in all university functions, including the enactment of effective implementation of gender-responsive policies in Makerere University. Similarly, in 2004, the university conducted a baseline study to assess the gender terrain of Makerere University as a whole. This study assessed where the university stood as regards to gender considerations, e.g. in student enrollment, staffing, and how gender responsive its organizational culture is. Results of this study informed a number of strategic actions, and these are the enactment of the policy and regulations against sexual harassment, which was done in 2006, the formulation of the Makerere University Gender Equality Policy, which was formulated in 2010, and then upgrading the Gender Mainstreaming Division into Gender Mainstreaming Directorate, again in 2010. The launch of the Gender Mainstreaming Program in 2000, the passing of the Makerere University Gender Equality Policy, and elevation of the Gender Mainstreaming Division into a directorate marked major milestone in consolidating a process of promoting gender justice that started in 1945. The Gender Equality Policy has guided gender equity initiatives and has 10 strategic resolutions that the university has committed itself to. These are promoting gender equality in the university curriculum. When you look at the university across the disciplines, you have standalone courses in the curriculum. You have where it is incorporated within the disciplines. So the university has that strategic intervention of engendering the curricula to make sure that all academic disciplines really understand the disciplines from a gender perspective. Secondly is in provision of a secure environment for staff, students, and other stakeholders. And this is where the policy against sexual harassment falls in order to make sure that there is a secure environment for everyone in the university. Again, we look at the student enrollment, retention, and performance, and within this we have different scholarship schemes, such as the fees waiver and the different partners that have helped us in improving the gender structure within the student enrollment and retention. The fourth strategic area is within the staff recruitment, training, promotion, and recognition. We address gender concerns within the staff development programs to make sure that women especially are not left behind. The fifth strategic area is the promotion of women's participation in decision making. And within here we have customized women-specific mentorship and leadership training to make sure that they enhance within the leadership and decision making. We also look at how gender responsive is the organizational culture. Within our networks and partnerships that we engage in, we make sure that gender is an important dimension and variable. Within our research and innovation portfolios, again, we incorporate the issue of gender, and as I've already mentioned, within this area, the School of Women and Gender Studies takes a critical lead in doing that. Then when we mobilize resources and gender budgeting, we make sure that our budgets are gender responsive, and then we promote gender equity within the general staff and student welfare. As a result of these commitments, there are more gender-specific interventions that have been undertaken to increase gender equity in executing the core activities of the university, namely teaching and learning, research and innovations, and knowledge transfer partnerships. The specific interventions to enhance gender equity that have targeted women, that is where the women are more underrepresented than men in the decision making of the university. These interventions include the following, among others. Specific scholarships for female staff to acquire postgraduate training, that is master's and PhD, in order to enhance their capacity to compete for senior positions, both academic and administrative. This has been made possible over time through Makerere University Fees Waiver Scheme for staff, Makerere University CEDA collaboration, Makerere University NOHED collaboration, this is with the Norwegian government, and Makerere University Carnegie Corporation, among others. We also undertake professional development training in personal and institutional development for women. For example, we have a program on higher education resource services for East Africa, and this targets specific leadership training for women. Women are encouraged to apply for research funds whenever calls for research proposals are published, and we make sure that women constitute must be part of the research teams whenever proposals are being considered. We also train in writing for publications to enhance and deepen women's ability to be promoted to higher positions, including management and the professoriate. We also have mentoring programs for junior men and women to create a critical mass from which leadership should emerge. Despite the interventions which has greatly improved since the 1990s, achieving gender equity up to the desired levels remains a challenge in the university, and the table below, as the table below indicates. This is a summary of the gender representation within the university, the broad spectrum. And as the data shows, we are not where we would want to be, and we hope that through this discussion we can come up with a way forward on how to improve these statistics. On the Makerere University Council, 26% of the membership is female. The University Senate, 17%. Central Management, 25%. Deputy Managers, 36%. College Management, the Principals, 10%. Deputy Principals, 40%. Deans, 21%. Heads of the academic departments, 25%. Academic leadership, we have 16% of our professors are female. Associate professors, 17%. Senior lecturers, 36%. Lecturers, 28%. Assistant lecturers, 31%. It's only an administrative staff where we have 51% of the staff being female. What are the challenges inhibiting women's participation in decision-making organs of the university? A number of factors explain the stagnation of women in decision-making. One, recruitment of staff in the university does not discriminate on the basis of gender. However, as the statistics above indicate, the pool of women from which to recruit women leaders remains relatively small. Secondly, whereas the Constitution and other policies provide for gender equity, the law governing the operations of the universities, that is the Universities and Other Tertiary Institutions Act, is silent on gender equity considerations in appointments and promotion of staff. It only provides for students where it is clearly stated, for example, that in student representation to council or senate, one of the two shall be a woman. The University and Other Tertiary Institutions Act does not provide, for example, for gender equity in composition of the National Council for Higher Education membership, constitution of the university councils and senate, appointments of top managers of the university, and appointments for all staff. So when affirmative action, for example, is suggested, the argument is usually that this is not provided for by law. That is the University and Other Tertiary Institutions Act. And that becomes problematic in terms of promoting the women, especially in top leadership. Then the third explanation is the unintended consequence of the affirmative action as it was introduced during the establishment of the 1.5 scheme. There is a misconception that affirmative action is against merit or lower standard, and it often generates resistance, and that is a structural problem in terms of the perception And then related to that is the uncritical analysis of the concept of merit and how people become to be of merit. It is often taken erroneously as a given and value-free, which is not necessarily the case. We know that rarely are processes or criteria of determining merit gender inclusive. Now, having said that, we have recommendations that can help us in improving the current situation. Internally, within the university, we are already aware that we have stagnated, and in December 2018, the Vice Chancellor constituted a 6-member select committee on gender equity. And this committee is headed by an accomplished Professor Rhoda Wanyenze, and one of its terms of reference is to review gender mainstreaming policies and practices across all units of the university, examining their effectiveness and make recommendations on how the university can improve gender inclusiveness to acceptable levels. This committee will hold intra-university consultations and will also interact with relevant external stakeholders such as the Ministry of Education and Sports, Parliament, and in order to have recommendations that are informed by relevant stakeholders. The current recruitment within the university, as I've already mentioned, is in accordance with the laws governing the universities. However, in our benchmarking with laws governing universities, for instance in Scandinavian countries, there is a need for affirmative action for women in decision making. If we want women to be part of the leadership, then we should not be shy about it. We should say so within the laws that govern us. Since the university and other tertiary institution is under review, we recommend that Parliament enact specific provisions to ensure representation of women in staff recruitment at all levels and decision-making organs, not only at Makerere University, but other areas of public service as well. We need sensitization to challenge the misconception that affirmative action necessarily tampers with merit or standards. It depends on how those standards were developed in the first place. Makerere University Council had earlier on recommended to government to provide a loan scheme for graduate students with a special scheme for women to pursue graduate programs and research, taking into account their unique challenges. We would like to reiterate this recommendation because it will go a long way in improving women's participation across all staffing levels of the university, especially in decision-making organs. Thank you, Chairperson and members. And their appendices, just giving the details of what I've summarized on page 4.
Thank you for the presentation. I think we will discuss this, and I would suggest that we commit some time to react to it. Get out of the way, then
Yes, thank you very much, Chair. And through you, I thank the presenter. In her presentation, she talks about a 6-member select committee on gender equity. It was instituted in December 2018. I think that was a response to what had been raised in Parliament and the work that had been given to this committee. So I think they were just following because it has happened, and then they do something. Next time, maybe they should also take the lead to show that they are concerned. But when it has been raised elsewhere and then you rush, it doesn't augur well. I think it was maybe pressure that had amounted. Also, on the recommendation, I agree that it's important that there should be deliberate, important to have the deliberate the university what is happening in Makerere to make sure that the women are empowered. Because if we don't empower the women and we know their rights at the university, this issue of marks for sex is going to continue. But if the young ladies who are learners or students see that these people are climbing and they are empowered, they will be role models to those young ones coming. But right now, because there is lack of empowerment, that's why many of those are happening. I thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, let us go to page 27. Now, all council appointees are male. Look at that. Then when you come to government administrators, out of the 6, only 2 are women.
Page what? Page 7.
Page 7. Yeah, what else do you want us to explain? What else do you want us to explain about the disparity? And you know you are very funny. You made sure you will choose a woman to read so that she represents women here. But I'm giving you facts here now. You say, Madam, with the Rosa, you read for us so that they believe that their women are here. Last time there were only 2 women, now you have brought a number of them. But when you come to all council appointments, only men are appointed, Mr. Chairman. Ministry, representative, women, out of the 6, 2 are women. They just look for some, I don't know who are they now. And these are the issues we are saying. Such a matter cannot come out of Parliament as a mere joke. We are seeing.
Can we ask what qualification, Madam, you have to be the one reading? What is qualification? How come that you are the one reading?
Chairperson, can I respond now?
Yeah.
Yeah, Chairperson members, I have a doctorate in gender studies. I am a director, sorry. I asked for the
Yes, you are a director?
Yes, I'm director, gender mainstreaming directorate, where these issues, we have the responsibility to spearhead within the university. So it's not a question of picking. I've been picked, I'm presenting because it falls within my portfolio.
So it falls within your...
My portfolio as the director, gender mainstreaming.
I also want to now ask, how many people do you have in your starting as a director?
I have 10.
10.
I got 5 technical and then have 5 support.
And you said you are still your director, but the introduction you said you are acting.
Sorry?
Right now you said you are director, but in the introduction you said you are acting.
Yes.
And, what is the director? And I would, that one may not be yours, but I would be interested in knowing from the VC why is the substantive director?
The Honorable Chair and members, the substantive chair retired, and she was appointed acting, so we are in the process of recruiting. But she's the one.
And I wonder how long that takes. Because I want to believe the way it is there. And we are talking about it. And we need people who can confidently take decisions as the substantive holders. So if we are going to address gender disparities, we shouldn't have people who are not the substantive because they will fear to take certain decisions in case they step on the toe of their superiors and their acting positions are disrupted.
Yeah, maybe we need to know for how long she has been in acting capacity.
Close to a year.
close to a year, but the Employment Act does not allow that.
6 months?
6 months, Employment Act 2006. I see they are quoting 2003. Maybe it's not provided for there, but in the Employment Act 2006 talks about 6 months. And after that, then someone should be definitely put on the permanent.
Because for me, I'm interested in seeing that we have someone substantive enough to steer this document and address this problem. So now that she has been asking for more than 6 months, for how long do you need an acting person before you can appoint a substantive?
Chairperson, the process is ongoing, but we can renew that once. So I hope that this process will be started today so that we have a substantive.
You see, I agree with you, but I thought the law can do only once. And even if it was renewable 10 times, why would you go for those exhausting when you can fill up the
Chair, it's clear that if after 6 months, if she does not qualify or he does not qualify, then you must give reasons why you cannot appoint that person. It's clear.
And we need a time for this. Really. And you know, for me, I have the statutory time frame. I will ask you when you come to the ministerial policy statement for a complete update. We want a substantive director with this document. Maybe we can hope for more action with such a person.
Come on. And actually, this is Mr. Chairman, that the mandatory interest for that group. People must be
That's now.
Yeah, because
I think let's not go into.
But we are here, Mr. Chairman. We are seeing problems already. But let me go ahead, because I don't want to spend more time. I want to go to the other round. Mr. Chairman, as I was reading on page 7, I'm still questioning why are you concerned with the gender gap in decision-making levels, such as Council and Senate, when it comes to women? Look at your page. Page 7, even page 4. Page 4 of the same document. You can go there. I took time to read this document and I made my notes. I think we need a better explanation. We need a better explanation. Let me hold my file here.
Honorable Chair, could we get the question a little bit clearer? On page 4, what is the issue?
Just look at the University Council, University Senate. And where do you see women in decision-making levels? Do you see them there? You are the Vice Chancellor.
Anyway, I think let me allow Honorable Chief also to say something.
No, you can.
Then
you see, if you are reading your document, Mr. Vice Chancellor.
Thank you, Chair. I thank the Makerere University for at least being here today. Chair, when you look at the gender disparity, as Honorable Seng was pointed in page 4, as she was reading it, she was only reading the female percentages because it would exaggerate the disparity when you look at the male percentage. Like when you look at the University Senate, 83% of male vis-a-vis the 17% and the rest continuous, which she did not want to pronounce because it is greatly pronounced here. Now,
to read.
When you look at the presentation on page 3, she said that there are specific scholarships for female staff, and there are a number of programs under which this is being implemented.
I want to find out when this program started, because it will give us the output. They have not given for us the output. How many people have benefited from this scholarship? What value has it added to the gender disparity which is here? And how do they bond these people who have been given the scholarship? Because chances are high that when they get the scholarship after completing, somebody may decide to go for a greener pasture elsewhere. What strategies do they have? I expected the university to give us clear details of how this scholarship has been done, including, as I said, the selection criteria.
And maybe also what category or caliber of people are benefiting from that scholarship.
Exactly. So I think, to me, it is not well pronounced. Then, they have given for us even the list of the staff, both the female staff in the university. But they have not given for us those who might have got the qualifications, but are denied promotions, appointments, and what have you. Because somewhere they say that the pool of women from which to recruit women.
May I give information on that? Actually, we need to know their achievements as per the intervention. What are those achievements?
Yeah. Thank you for that information. So, given that you pointed that the pool from which you could recruit the women or the female staff are not adequate, are there people who have the qualifications, like you are in active position? What is it that holds you in active position up to now for over 6 months, which is the mandatory period? You are still acting, you have all the qualifications. Is it that somebody is sitting on this, or there are some reasons why you are left in that position? There may be so many.
Honorable Tuka, I think it's better we say she may have all the qualifications, but when you say you have, you may not be sure.
And she may not answer because of the environment.
But that one she doesn't even need to answer. We have already brought the issue to the Vice Chancellor.
So I think those are some of my concerns. It is very important that we need to know the achievements of this scholarship and more details about it. Thank you.
Yeah. Professor, I hope you are capturing them. Then you will answer. Honorable Joy.
Thank you so much, Chair. Chair, I want to appreciate Makerere University and I thank her for the presentation. Mr. Chair, Makerere University is this university where every student will wish to go and study. No. And for sure this is a university that started one way and other universities have just started. And it is a challenge if up to tomorrow we are still complaining of issues of gender, where you are not taking consideration in appointing or employing women in the different sectors. I just want to know from the president, can we kind of now confirm from the administration of Makerere University today that the graduate students, most especially the girls that she graduate every year, don't seem to achieve, even at master's degree and PhD, you graduate them, they seem not to be competent simply because they have not, perhaps what is supposed to be what they are supposed to have got from the school. This now indicates that they are given marks when they are not wanted to understand those marks. And we believe that marks for sex is now coming out. The girls cannot compete with the men in all these positions because it's a shame and total shame. A situation where in the Senate you have 83% of men and only 17% women Makerere since 1923, even when your great-grandmother was not at all, 1923. And this is what we are achieving. It is unfortunate. The Constitution tells us that at least a third, meaning that it doesn't limit you. You can even make 2/3 or even a full 3 over 3 can be women. So what limits you? Because the Constitution says at least. So you don't have any limitation. So a situation where somebody was saying that it has to be clear, the Constitution is very clear. It is very clear at least a third that you can make 2/3, you can even make 3 over 3 to be women. And there is no cause of alarm. So where you are saying there is no pool of women, sincerely speaking, Makerere, no pool of women, no pool of women. If you were to ask, say from 1990 to today, how many graduates have you brought out? Just from 1990, not 1922, from 1990, how many have you brought out as PhDs, master's level, and there is no pool at all? I think this is not acceptable at all. Mr. Chair, I tried to check just Makerere University Senate of November 2018 on page 8. In the Senate, of the number of women out of 10, you'll get only 1 woman. One. Out of the 10, how many women are there? In the school, Makerere University Senate House of November, we have here Professor Barnabas, and then this other one, the deputy vice, and then the deputy vice chancellor, that one, all are men. A woman cannot work, and they don't have any qualification. Makerere, even that one was come from UCU, from where? Even from Makerere from 1922, there is nobody. Then the College of Education and External Studies, only 1 woman. Go to the College of Natural Sciences. Tell me.
So can we ask them to explain to us?
Yes, let me explain. Then you go to the College of Engineering, Design, Art and Technology. There is no woman, apart from representatives. So please, you try to explain a few of those things to us and tell us what could have happened. Are you telling us that the quality of the girls that you are producing from Makerere University are no quality at all? It is only the men. Because you can employ your own students from Makerere if you doubt the ones from other colleges and other universities. But from Makerere, please, what could be the challenge?
Thank you.
There's the last one, Honorable Abati.
Thank you very much. I'm extremely surprised to find that the Makerere is complaining about the gender balancing. And yet this issue of gender came here a long time ago. And even in every ministry, every department, we talk about the gender. Now this means that Makerere is not precisely enough about gender issues that they cannot employ the women who are qualified to balance the gender. And Makerere has a faculty of gender. What do you do? I thought your issue is not to sensitize the chancellor, the vice chancellor, the administration, the management of Makerere about gender issues. So what are you doing? I think one of the biggest jobs to do is to have a data of all our women who have qualified for Makerere, who have gone to PhD, who are in different parts of Uganda, so that when Makerere administration says these people are not there, it says here the list. So that is the job of the property of gender, to ensure that we have all the women. Because for them, they don't care. If you don't give them, they say, where are they? For example, they say, they are not disabled people in certain business. It's not true. So it is up to us, up to you, faculty of gender, to ensure that we have the number of people Then we are talking about the law. Well, we are really trying our best to see that in every law which passes, we say at least 2/3, 1/3 should be women. Maybe it was an oversight, but that will not stop us employing women who are capable. So I think the administration and management make sure that the women are there so that we balance our gender. Then we talk about affirmative action. These are affirmative action to work for it. Because we know that there are very few women going to care. We just add only 1.5 only. And this is given to a girl who had missed by 1.5. That does not mean that this girl is very done. It's a girl who has tried. Maybe because of other domestic problem, women issues, that's why she missed the point. So there is no point of saying those who are taken for affirmative action are done. That one cannot work. That's the wrong conception. Unless now we say, okay, the girls are not trying their best, let us remove it. Otherwise, it's not for only young people. So please, Makerere, we don't want to hear anything from you, who should be a really example to us. And if the name of law, fine, I will find the law and we shall so that the gender issues are considered in Makerere.
Yeah, thank you, members. I want to note the following, that the situation we are talking about is real, and it has been prevailing without maybe somebody raising the concern. But the situation is real, maybe as old as Makerere, but we cannot allow it to continue growing as old as Makerere. Something must do it. Something must change. And then the other thing that members have alluded to the law. If you have already said that the Constitution and other policies provide for gender equity, what else do you need? Must every law re-emphasize gender equity? The Constitution is the supreme law. So that must be respected. And on page 6D, I'm thinking that Makerere University Council had earlier on recommended to government to provide a loan scheme for graduate students with a special scheme for women. I don't want to believe that you are counting on a loan or a possible loan for you to address the issues of women. Why would you peg the future and the position of women on a loan, such that when a loan is not given, you give justification for not moving a step? So what the other thing is that what is desirable now is a change in the status quo, because the percentages that we have seen already confirm that there is inequality, and there is nothing to defend, nothing to explain now. I think the most important thing is exploring opportunities of how to improve the situation progressively. So, Mr. VC, there is nothing to explain, nothing to defend here, except for those instances where members have asked, are you really sure that there were no competent or qualifying women
Actually,
in places where, is it possible that I...
Yeah, there is information I want to give you and you have to answer.
I will allow you.
Okay.
Yeah. You know? Wasn't there any woman competent enough to compete favorably or closer? I have seen many adverts. People with disabilities are encouraged. Women are specifically encouraged to, meaning there is a special provision for women. I don't think they have a special law guiding them when they are recruiting, but it is affirmative action, which must be deliberate. And Madam Chair, this is a task good enough You have come at a time when the issue has been raised. It will be a shame on your head if you left the same percentages at the end of your so many years as chair of council. But I was also guided on something. I wanted to know, were you reappointed in acting capacity? When you were appointed more than 6 months ago, were you reappointed after the 6 months? Okay.
Mr. Chairman.
As well in transition.
Mr. Chairman, so this small one. Now, there is an issue of Makerere administrative staff, and a lady called Madame Iteu Yoku was voted by the administrative staff. She got 98 votes, and the one she was contesting with got 41 votes. And the allegation here is that the University Council and the Vice Chancellor, you've refused to allow this person to access our office, yet there is no court injunction. And the issue at stake is that the one who she won, Uzobia, is one of the management members. Now, can we know why you have refused this person who was voted? Why are you stopping this person when there is no court injunction against her? Madam,
office is that?
That is, of course, Makerere administrative staff representative, I think. He knows him. He knows that.
No, let's be exact.
Mr. Chairman, let me read it properly.
Yeah.
Makerere administrative staff, that's mass, I think. Okay? Elected their council representative. And the madam is called Aeteu Eyoku. In their contest, she got 98 votes, competing against a management member. The management member, who is known by the names of Uzobia, got 41 votes. And the Vice Chancellor, as alleged, has refused to take this and take up
the Makerere University Academic Staff Association. Administrative Staff Association elected their representative to council, who was not been brought on board, and that person competed against
a management member.
So I think it's as clear as that.
It was the male who was taken against the female.
Can we now hear from the side of Makerere University, and we see how to conclude this? Can you begin with the last?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. The last one is part of our report for the next situation at the Makerere University. So we shall report on that when we come to that.
The one of us?
Yes. Honorable Chair, as you guided, a lot of the things are really for Makerere to consider for improvement. But there are a few things that I need to clarify, Honorable Chair and the members. Honorable Chair, what we are having is a historical situation. As the presenter said, even when Makerere started, there were actually no women, and the motto was, let us be men, until 1945. And that was more than 20 years after. That's when the first woman was recruited. Now, the council realized early in the 80s actually that there was a gender problem, not only at Makerere University, but generally in the country at the highest levels of education. And that's why we came up with that 1.5 points for ladies. And the 1.5 is for people. It is for people who have already qualified to come to Makerere anyway. It is not that they had failed and they are being given points to come. They have already qualified. Yeah, but just to improve their competitiveness, that was taken. Honorable Chair, 1990. Yeah. No, I'm coming to that, Honorable.
No, the 1.5 is not for appointment.
Yes.
That is here it is the staffing. And that's what we are focusing on, because not everybody who goes to Makerere remains there. So,
And that was through the gender education movement.
Mr. Chairman, you have explained that matter very well. I don't know why the VC wants to take us back. You have given a very elaborate answer on how to sort out this problem.
Yeah.
And even told the chairperson of council, and now you are in office, we don't need to go ahead and do this matter. You have to correct the problem.
Honorable Chair, I was putting it in context why you may not get the results you think we may get in a short time.
No, Mr. VC, we are not asking for results today, just the day after today. We are acknowledging a problem,
Yes.
and we just want the commitment to address it. That's why I was saying we don't need to explain anything, we don't need to defend anything, because that is the fact on the ground. So, in your submission, I would be more interested if you told the path of shaping the strategy of addressing this. We are not saying that this band everybody start realigning. No, that is the reality on the ground. So,
Yes, Honorable Chair. Maybe let me just say this, then I request Honorable Taiwa to supplement. Because of those historical circumstances, I will tell you, Honorable Chair, for example, that about 20 years ago, there was no single female professor in the whole university because of historical reasons. Now we have several of them. There was no single associate professor woman. Now we have very many of them. We have very many senior lecturers who are women. So the interventions that were started some years ago are improving the situation. But we are committed to ensuring that, as we was mentioned, we are the first university even to introduce a gender mainstreaming directorate on the whole continent. So we are committed, but we take note of your concerns, and we definitely will find ways of improving this. But
Chair, through my chair of council, look, there is where you find you're in charge. For example, if you look at page 4 on administrative staff, okay, whereby the university can appoint, the gender is for females 51 and for males 49. Because where we can appoint. Because through the appointment processes, you're able to say, look, we have put in gender affirmative action. Now, Senate is elected. Yes, by peers. They are peers among themselves. You find all these top positions, management and all that, are elected. And even when you go to the row, when you look at
through the chair, don't you know that even you and I are elected and also women are elected? Yes. And in this way you come from, there's a woman representative.
And we had to create that position.
Yeah, so what you are saying, we are looking at the parent role of the country. We are looking at the constitution. So any changes, through Mr. Chair, any changes the chairman has said that go back with a new chairperson of council who is a lady. You see how we correct these inequalities.
And that's what I was coming to, Mr. Chair.
But you are giving us the number.
Had allowed me. That's what I was coming to, Mr. Chair. Huh? It's very simple.
Can we allow him to first develop his presentation?
Mr. Chair, if you don't amend this law you have here, because you have a constitution, but from the constitution you again made a law that will be used to run these institutions. Now, even if you say a constitution says a third, but then you have a law here that says just elect and the universities and other tertiary institutions. For example, let me go on council. If you go to section 38, okay, of council, it says 38 N. It says 3 members appointed by the university council from the public. Then, when you go to I, it says 2 students of the university, one of whom shall be a woman appointed by the student. Now, if they say you vote, okay, and the people with the highest number of votes, you dump them. They say, no. Where the law wanted women, it is specified. Where it remained silent, you can't kick me out.
You are coming back to the constitution.
Yeah, so meaning, members, I will request to this parliament to look deeply into this law, because where management and council have a final say, They have taken action, and you see results at 51% versus 49%, where they don't have the final say. And finally, Mr. Chairman, the one of academics, to grow to a level of professor, Mr. Chairman, it takes very, very many years. When you see at the growth of the female professors that are coming up and now occupying positions, when you're recruiting and promoting a professor, you don't do a professor for Makerere. It is a professor who can go to Harvard, who can go to Stanford. That's why when professors bring their documents, we send them to Stanford, to Harvard, to be peer reviewed. Now, if your peers in Harvard refuse you, at Makerere we shall not say, because of gender, be promoted. They will not be accepted. So the guidelines for National Council for Higher Education that determines how to be a professor, that determines how to grow academically, all need to be brought in. And finally, when the issue of the role, Mr. Chairman, the training for our female, for our professors and all that, is mainly sponsored by donors. SIDA, NORHID. Now, those donors, they determine who should benefit from the scholarships. Why we are saying a loan scheme to focus, or a fund, leave alone calling it a loan scheme. Why we are saying a fund to look at training female, academicians to be able to grow. Mr. Chairman, that with that one we shall be able to determine within our own parameters. Within our own parameters.
Please, can you continue?
Yes, within our own parameters to say we take affirmative action on our females. Because if SIDA says it qualifies, okay, and the list must be approved by SIDA, and you say for us no, as a mass we've sent in women because we want women to grow, SIDA will say no. The Swedish government does not follow that. NORHID will say the Norwegian government. So that's why we are encouraging members. We create a fund to specifically focus on women, to grow academically, where they are dropped by these agencies. For us, we go on as a government, we sponsor them in the best universities, and they grow academically. To me, it's a proposal.
But,
and it's just a proposal.
I agree with you, but I should be expecting that it's already going on in Makerere.
Yeah.
And I want to believe Makerere has the capacity to run that fund.
We have the capacity, but we don't have the money.
The capacity for me includes money. You have the capacity to run that, and it's not an overnight thing. It's a gradual process.
Yeah.
And that's why I want to go back to what I said. That what we are dealing with is the reality on the ground.
Sure.
And therefore, we should be committing ourselves on shaping the way forward, shaping how to address it. And if we did that, we would save ourselves the time for another session and hear from Makerere what can we do in the medium term, in the long term, to change this situation. Because if someone is in a management position, you will not force the person into retirement very fast in order to recruit. But I know where you can, and there are gaps that will emerge soon. You now have a certain mindset of affirmative action, someone who falls within the minimum acceptable competence to perform on the job. I don't want to go, when you go to the Senate, that is academic, and it is constituted by those who are already there. You cannot change it so much. But if you build the capacity of the women, and they are already in the system, then we will not be having a problem. So that's why I'm looking at the way forward.
Yeah. And Mr. Chairman, through you, let me ask for next time, never give me sections of a law that are not existing in your tertiary act there. You quoted the section and I can't see it anymore.
You're on 43, I told you 38.
No, but that's the page you gave me. You think you gave it to me like that? I've opened your page you are reading, there's nothing.
Honorable
I gave you the wrong not a page. I gave you the wrong not a page. Just the section he has read. No, what if it was on
I gave you the wrong not a page.
No, you gave me the page, you went from there. Honorable members, you have been here.
Excuse me.
No.
Excuse me.
No, but do that. You are not fair.
If
He opened the page.
since you did ask for it through the chairman,
Actually, you are right.
I will request that you resolve it outside the
And I
chairman.
apologize, Team Chair.
But reading the section not the law, in inform
an apology,
and gives us the page without what, and it's not there. It's not fair. And is a part of the university council here.
Honorable Sembu,
I apologize, Honorable.
would you value us listening to each other?
He should apologize.
I apologize, Honorable. I apologize, Honorable.
I don't know how they apologize in Kalungu, but I heard the apology. So can I, in 5 minutes, can I give Professor and the Chair Council the opportunity to guide us on the way forward? Yes?
But here I appreciate their statement where they're saying we have to amend the law. It's good you are bringing to our attention. If that has been a challenge to you, I think we take it as a committee and we'll see where to amend the law. But Mr. Chair,
But I hope that that exchange will not again involve the chairman.
No.
On a very serious note, I will request that you end it after this meeting without involving the chairman and members.
yes.
Yeah. Yes, Honorable Joy.
Yes, I first want to react on this statement where it says that these scholarships are dictated by the donors, especially the Norwegian collaboration and the rest of it. I don't know whether you have ever interfaced with them and you have ever told them that you value women. Because in a situation where the last financial year they brought 70 men, then the other one they brought 60 or 50, with this one 2 women too, and the rest of it. It's not realistic. I think you write to them and you tell them your values as a university. If they want to support, fine. If they don't want, let them withdraw. But let the issue, the value of women, be your basis. Then two, Mr. Chairman, I've interacted.
And the truth is that if you set your standards
Yes.
and share with the donors,
Yes.
they will also adjust. They may not adjust exactly to what you want, but they move closer to what you want. I think on issue of gender, let's streamline that so that whoever is giving any sponsorship, we give them our consideration
Then
and
two,
negotiate.
Mr. Chairman, I've realized on the issue of the dean or faculties and the rest of it, it is elective. It is an elections. But elections, we realize that even the female don't elect their own. That is PhD. You pull her down, she doesn't qualify, it is only the men. And other women tend to say, you know, those administrative levels, the work is so active. We are lamenting, we want women to be at that higher decision level, and for you, you are saying it is active. Who is going to decide for the women? Who is going to decide for you? For how long are you going to blame the top management if you as a woman don't want to be there at the decision level? So I feel you have a whole school of gender. Take time, educate them, talk to them, let them know their values as women. Let them know their values. Some of them, if it is time for nominations and time for election, even a man would say, that woman doesn't qualify. They seem to think, the level of university and the level of management, what should have been done at primary level, you say that man, that is a woman, she cannot, it is the man who can. How? You went to the same school, same lecturers, same food, different hostels.
So can we now hear?
I think it's not acceptable.
Okay. Professor?
Yes, Honorable Chair, I will just say something, then Chair and Council will conclude.
And I want to suggest that you share the 5 minutes, because the issues that we are talking about, we have already got the principle. So.
Yes, Honorable Chair, just comment on the issue of elections and so on. The Council made proposals for the amendment of the law almost 10 years ago. One of the recommendations was to remove elections so that people can be appointed as had been in the past. So we hope that that will be handled. Chair, we have taken note of all your concerns, and I just want to say again we are committed. And as we reported, we have actually set a committee which is reviewing the gender terrain. They will make recommendations to us. We'll take them to Council. After Council has deliberated, we'll bring a report to this committee.
Thank you, Honorable Chair and members, for all the Council and advice given. We will take it into serious consideration. As he has mentioned, once the committee forwards the recommendations to Council, we will give it due consideration. Thank you very much.
I want to thank members and Makerere for this introduction. But also suggest that to show our commitment, we need a regular feedback opportunity. And that's why I will suggest that from now on, every time we are dealing with the budget framework paper, and every time we are dealing with the ministerial policy statements, we should have a special report on the progress as regards to gender equality in Makerere. On the issue of the law, it's true we have also, as a committee, been waiting for the proposed amendment bill, which has not yet come. I watched sometime last year, it was in December, and I was told they are waiting for the committee on the white paper to be put in place, then all this. So we will not be able to see.
Turning on your world.
Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola, kill this fever. Yeah.
Pour me Coca-Cola, kill this fever. Yeah.
Sip my Coca-Cola and mash up the place, mash up the place, mash up the place.
Kenya Coca-Cola, unapata na vibe, pata na vibe, unaipata na vibe.
Pour me cola.
Even on those nights I sleep worry-free with Always Ultra. It has a soft, light cotton top layer and absorbs up to 3 times more. No stain, no check for 2 hours. Good night, sweet. Good morning, energy. Good time with my family. Good morning, energy. Good morning, energy. I stay fresh and lively with Always Ultra. Stay happy always.
TV abachala mugwanga ichaguze myaka 3 kulunaku lw'abakyala n'omunono mangi komebere kuna mwenda Kavumba Recreation Center ebikulu by'abakyala mugwanga gye kigenda okubeera Kavumba Recreation Center lunaku lwabwe abakyala ku ntiko kyasa ky'abakyala luna abasajja be bakyala abakyala be basajja kikulembeddwamu abayimbi b'eggwanga bonna abakyala n'abasajja bagobe nyenzi bonna bapulezidenti ba Spark TV ne NTV n'omwenda mangi komebere kuna mwenda bakiirye Luweero mu kisaawe bakigalenga 10 ogwokusatu mu Maria slow ali Masaka unoginga mtwalo gumo vipi mitwalo ebiri ngabi wakitwa ali Uganda bakozi bavira wo mulembe rules for mattresses for high quality mattresses full red kawomere ebyokule ebyoma enyanda FM. Play and win every 10 minutes. For every 1,000 you spend, it gives you one entry into the jackpot this Sunday.
On MTN, simply dial *165*33#. That's *165*33#. Then enter your 3 lucky numbers. Then enter your 1,000 shillings. And on Airtel, dial *185*33#. That's *185*33#. Then enter your 3 lucky numbers. Then enter your 1,000 shillings and get that super feeling today.
On the next episode is brought to you by
Kiri Soda.
Let's celebrate life.
On the next episode.
Luck is on my side. Everything is working out in my favor, even if I haven't really done anything to further my plans. And one of the things I really want to see in my life is Alessandro tormented. And now he's trapped between 2 emotions that will in the end lead to his ruin.
Don't do that. Don't destroy him completely. I do still want him.
I don't care about that. You can have him if you want, as long as you do it after my plan has succeeded and I've managed to get the ranch.
Soda in 4 different flavors: lemon, mixed berry, orange, and Kiri Cola. Celebrate life with Kiri Soda.
Let's celebrate life.
However low my votes were, I continued meditatively envisioning that this grace which qualifies the unqualified is surely the grace that I am submitted to. Everything is possible.
There's this phase which